Hi, I'm Vicki Knott. I'm the CEO and co-founder of CruxOCM. Here at CruxOCM, we are on a mission to simplify heavy industrial operations. So what that means is developing human-centered industrial autonomy. So today we are going to talk about midstream pipelines and unlocking the energy value chain. So the energy value chain is how energy molecules get out of the ground till they get to our house every day. So we're going to talk about how to unlock that and what that actually means. So the energy value chain, as I said, it comes from the ground all the way to our homes. So 70% of the energy that we use every day moves on pipeline infrastructure. So that is the critical infrastructure. So the pipelines, think of them, I like to think of it, if you think of the veins and arteries in your body, the pipelines are that for the world's energy. So when we're thinking about that, we need to unlock that value chain. That's a really, really, really critical component of doing more with what we have. It's unlocking that pipeline specific part of it. Pipelines typically in the energy commodities market have been viewed as an expense or a cost center. Now, like any good thing that's a cost center or not a great thing, it can be looked at as an opportunity. So what we think at Crux is that really focusing on our efforts of industrial autonomy, specifically on the midstream and the pipeline sector, that we're going to have the biggest impact in terms of the overall economic benefit globally to enhancing our energy infrastructure. So we view control rooms of the midstream pipeline sector as critical hubs. So these strategic hubs, they're really the focal point or the main center of where all the activity actually happens on 70% of where our energy moves every day. So when we're looking at them and we look at industrial autonomy, how can we help them get better at what they do every day because of such a massive, broad, positive impact it would have across our economy? Pipeline control room operators. So having spent quite a bit of time in my past with those folks, really it's about getting them the best tools to do the job. So what the analogy that I will probably say in almost every video, airplane pilots, right? We want them to be super competent, super well-trained, and super alert and ready. So we need to give the pilots of our critical infrastructure, which moves, that much of our daily energy, we need to give those folks better tools, and that would be industrial autonomy, but human-centered, of course. So just like your pilot, you want that pilot to have autopilot software, but you also want the pilot in the plane. Our approach here at Crux is deeply rooted in modern software technology. Now, I'm not the best to go into that, so if we want to go into more details on it, we'll definitely get Carlos. But from what I've learned, I think I can describe it in describe it to me like I'm a 5-year-old. I think I can do that. So modern software architecture, essentially what we're doing is we're not using legacy. So we're not using on-prem specific software packages. We're using software that has modern API and microservices capabilities. So therefore we can enable a zero trust environment. So we are using very modern IT tools, but in the development of software and technology that really benefits at the edge or that control room operator. By using software and modern software capabilities, what we're doing is to enable the ease of installation and the scalability of our products, which is, advanced control on pipelines. To enable that scalability, we're using layers of abstraction. So being able to standardize views, all of the pipelines that need to be deployed, to be able to standardize the configurations of those pipelines. So all of that abstraction and standardization leads to a better experience and an ease of installation of our software products. So those abstractions, they create a unified and an efficient management of all the instances or the deployments of our Pipebot, Maxopt, etc. software. So built on an API first and microservices architecture, the modern capabilities enable what you're used to in your online banking type experiences, which legacy software currently just doesn't have. So real-time active monitoring. So think of being able to see in real time, your bank account, being able to see in real time to the correct stakeholders of a pipeline's operation, given how critical it is super important for folks that are at the helms of these operations to be able to make decisions as quickly as possible. So really, real-time monitoring, it's the foundation of informed decisions. If you don't have that, you really can't make an informed decision in the right time frame. So the enhanced software interoperability that modern software has. So again, you're able to, with your banking software, you can do all sorts of things, transfer between accounts, all stuff that modern software enables these facilities to be able to do. We need to have the same thing in the midstream. So this interoperability and enabling data to go between different applications is extremely important to enhancing efficiency and ensuring that people can make those decisions as quickly as possible. So open and portable data, we do not here at Crux believe in vendor lock-in. So the client's data is client's data at all times. The way that I can simplify when I'm explaining it to people is so everything's encrypted and you have zero trust. And so all of that data that's inside of a Crux application belongs to the customer. And the customer has the keys as well as the explosive button. So they can get rid of that data and make sure that, Crux type applications do not have that data at any time. So that's a really important at any time they wish. Of course, if they want the functionality of their software, they need to be comfortable with that data flowing in and out of applications such as Crux. But the key thing to keep in mind here is that you folks are in control of your data. Modern software vendors are not in control of that. So folks being in control of their data is also important because that means that there is no vendor lock-in for those in the procurement world that may be listening to this video. So, Crux doesn't believe in vendor lock-in. We want our customers to have the freedom to choose and to move, making sure that we bring the best offering that we can to the table at all times. Continuous software development. So ensuring that continuous cycle, agile, that things are constantly being improved upon, that is the foundation of which a modern software company like Crux exists upon. So it's staying in front of those modern DevOps practices and ensuring that we're always building in the most efficient way possible to provide the maximum value for clients. So I talked a bit about zero trust cybersecurity. I'll talk to it a little bit in terms of what we're familiar with OT and keeping it air gapped. Well, zero trust cybersecurity is actually even better, and the reason why it's better is because the way I like to explain it is imagine having your key card for your office, and you can only have access to certain key cards that get you to certain floors. Well, think of zero trust security as having a digital key card, and every application or software package that you want to go into, you have to key in and key out. So it actually creates a fantastic observability around applications and an ability to detect any sort of threats long before they actually happen. And finally, value-driven partnerships. So the way that modern software typically works in terms of its billing is it's an annual recurring fee for the software. We're familiar with this with our banking applications, familiar with this with, all the Microsoft products we use every day on our computers. So the reason why is because it ensures continuous innovation and continuous development, continuous improvement. So we want to ensure that we are bringing the maximum value to our clients at all times. By having that recurring revenue in place, we know our business becomes repeatable, ensuring that we can keep delivering those innovations and those new developments to our clients. So in Midstream, I really believe that we can enhance our existing strengths. So, of course, there's legacy industries, but the midstream industry has been extremely innovative, especially with what you think of the magnitude and the volume of energy that's moved every day on it. So really, this is just thinking of, okay, how can we adopt what's available to us to get even better? That's really what we're trying to do. Innovation and collaboration driven by modern software. That's really what we're getting towards. So we have fantastic collaboration in our O365 platforms, fantastic collaboration when it comes to even our personal banking. We need that with our modern energy infrastructure that is powering our entire economy. So that's what we're working towards. So thank you so much for listening in. If you have, love to hear from you and what you think about bringing our energy infrastructure, just improving it and making it even better, working on what we already have. That's amazing. So please do like and subscribe. You can find us on LinkedIn. You can find us on YouTube. My name is Vicki, and thank you all for listening in.